In the story in this week's Sedra of Eliezer being sent by Avram Avinu to find a appropriate shidduch for Yitzchak Avinu, namely that of Rivka, we are told that Eliezer goes to the well, he positions himself there, he turns to the HaKadosh Baruch Hu and he says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ribbonu Shel Olam, I am going to approach a young girl and I'm going to ask her for some water. And if she offers me not simply water, but as well to water my camels, why she is obviously the appropriate shidduch for Yitzchak Avinu, assuming that she comes from the family of Avraham. And yet, even though everything ultimately comes to fruition, and Rivka indeed is that particular young maiden who is willing to do so, but there's a very interesting difference in the expression that Eliezer used when speaking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in formulating the request itself and in the actual request that was made. The Or Chaim HaKadosh points out that when he spoke to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he said, Ribbonu Shel Olam, I'm going to ask her if she would please pitch downward her flask, Hatini chadech ve'eshter, so that I can drink. And then she will say, V'amra say, please drink. V'gam gamalecha ashka, and I will give drink for your camels as well. That will be the person who will be the next matriarch for the nation of Israel. But when he actually found Rivka, he approached her. Vayoretz ha'eved the krasa, he ran to her and he said to her, Vayomer hagmi ini no ma'at mayim mikadech, which really means, as explained by the Targum Yonasan ben Uziel, Va'amar at imni kadon kalel maymin likinisich. Please permit me to sip from the pitcher itself. Why the difference? The Rav Soloveitchik, the Tzaddik Livrocha, explained that because whereas everyone knows that the test here is one of kindness, which need be found in the wife for Yitzchak, so that even as explains the Ran, even though she may come from a house that is theologically opposed to the house of Avram Avinu, a house of idol worship, that can be changed. One's religion, one's understanding of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, one's feeling for the Ribbonu Shel Olam, that can be changed. A person could be moved. But one's inner personal character, that rarely can ever be altered. And therefore, if she's a balas chesed, if she's the embodiment of kindness, while then she indeed is the proper choice for the wife of Yitzchak. But explained the Rav, it wasn't simply kindness that was being tested here, as most learn, the case was, but rather Eliezer approaches her, and he's a man from a foreign country, and he presents himself before her, and she never met him before. And not only does he ask for water, he asks to drink directly from the pitcher. What kind of a person asks to drink directly from the pitcher? And then even though it's true that she continued and she offered as well to give drink to his camels, one would have expected a gentleman to have replied, oh, no, no, no. Thank you so much, but I will see to it that either I or one of my men will draw forth the water in order to grant water to all of our camels. And Eliezer doesn't do this, but he accepts it. He accepts the offer of Rivka that all of his camels should be attended to by this young girl. What a test. What a trial. Not of kindness, explained the Rav Zatzal, but rather of what we would refer to as the midah of erech apayim, the characteristic of elongated patience. And the reason this was being tested for was because no doubt we can well understand and we can well appreciate that in life, why every mother requires great patience of herself to put up with the antics and the incessant and constant calls and needs and disturbances of one's children. Every teacher need employ patience in trying to imbue and inspire those who stand and who sit before him. And in life in general, we have annoyance from people. We have misfortunes in life that occur. And we have pain that is caused by loss and by disappointment. To be a mother, particularly, and to be a father, to be a teacher requires patience. To be a matriarch requires not simply kindness, but patience of an endless summation. That is what was being tested. And indeed, patience is not simply a virtue. Patience is a requirement to be mekarev others, to draw others near, to stand steadfastly in the service of Kodesh Baruch Hu, knowing at times that Ribbon Shalom says no, and that we feel a harchaka, a distance. To be a patriarch requires erech apayim, patience without end. But when one has such patience, then one can indeed muddle one's way through the difference between an Esav and a Yaakov, and ultimately see to it that Yaakov prevails in the end. Such was the test of Rivka, and such was the grandeur with which she passed. Have a wonderful Shabbos.